President Uhuru Kenyatta has extended the nationwide curfew for a further 60 days to counter the third wave of the coronavirus disease in the country. During his address to the nation, a year since the first case was reported, President Kenyatta noted that the relaxation of the measures has contributed to the rise in the positivity rate, which was at 2% in January to 13% in March. The president further revealed that during the period the country was battling the first and second wave of the virus, the country lost 560 billion shillings in GDP. Chemutai Goin reports.
As the country marked 1 year since the coronavirus disease was reported in the country, disrupting lives and livelihoods, President Uhuru Kenyatta, taking the advice of the National Emergency Response Committee, announced a raft of measures to stem the spread of the disease, which has entered its third wave.
We were wounded but unbowed in the last 1 year. And truth be told, we are yet to emerge from what I previously referred to as the fog of war.
Effective midnight tonight, the 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. curfew imposed will extend for a further 60 days. Security forces directed to enforce the order and ensure compliance.
To provide business continuity during the containment period, exemption on the application of curfew is hereby granted to essential service providers, factories working on 2 shifts, construction sites. All these are allowed to operate their night shifts.
While hotels and bars were allowed to continue operation in line with the Ministry of Health guidelines, the order requiring them to close their doors by 9 p.m. was maintained. However, funerals and interment ceremonies will be carried out within 72 hours of the confirmation of death, with the mourners restricted to close family and the number capped at not more than 100. The 100 figure was also maintained for weddings and other social gatherings, but under strict safety protocols.
Tusiende kwa maharusi, alafu kutoka harusi tuaenda matanga. Harusi itakuwa ya familia.
Places of worship which had almost returned to normalcy were reverted to the previous order, requiring only 1/3 of the capacity to be present at any given time.
In January of this year, the positivity rate was at 2%, partly because of civic duty and responsibility of citizens. But by March of this year, our current month, it has climbed once again back up to 13%, and unfortunately, it is still rising.
The government says it will maintain high vigilance, particularly in the border points, to curb importation of the virus from neighboring countries. In his address, the president noted that the new strain of the virus was deadlier, warning Kenyans against risking their lives by disregarding the laid-out infection prevention and control measures. The president spoke as the country's caseload neared the 112,000 mark, as the country reported 750 new cases in the last 24 hours. According to President Kenyatta, the decision to impose a mini lockdown saved thousands of lives, as experts had predicted an estimated 2,000 deaths per day had the country not adhered to the health protocols.
Experts had warned us that if we did not take bold actions, we would have approximately 1 million infections in Kenya today and 150,000 deaths. Other models had actually predicted even worse.
Kenya's economy, which had been predicted to grow by at least 6.2% in 2020, managed only 0.6%, translating to a loss of 560 billion in revenue. But the president says it was worth it.
We, as a government, chose life over economy.
And as the third wave continues to sweep through the country, the president put all health facilities on high alert to ensure they are not overrun. Chemutai Goin, Citizen TV, Nairobi.